going crazy now.
Right. So I'm live now. You were talking about Tesla. Let's just go
Yeah,
there.
well,
So yeah, when it went above the 466 level, actually, as soon as it was above this box on the daily,
yeah.
you know, it over the weekend. Was it over the weekend? No, it wasn't the over the weekend. Just next day on the 17th, it just opened all the way up there, right next to those levels. And there
Came
was,
back down.
yeah, it was huge volume difference as well. You can see big volume change. You can see it was just going, and then inside it, when it's anything like this, there's going to be quite a lot of setups. So this is the extended hours. Yesterday I saw this actually. I remember seeing this. So before the New York Open, it had created this zone. So it gapped up pre-market, then kept sideways, and then before the open it broke like this. So it was a perfect setup for a day trade here.
What's this average high and low on your chart? Is it like a indicator or?
No, it's just a feature in TradingView. You can
Trading?
yeah, you can go in settings and find it and set it up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm forgetting now where I got it from.
That's okay. I was just curious. So
Yeah. So it'll show you like the high of that chart, the area that you're looking at,
yeah.
and then what's the average. So when the trend has broken out of a consolidation, the average is going to be lower, and the high is going to be all the way up there, that kind of thing. See, the average price keeps going. Anyway, yeah. So this is this was beautiful, and you see this wick. This was interesting.
Yep.
This was actually very interesting. You go there. Not there. Okay, see this? Breakout, pullback, bang, you go in. So around here, 506, it goes up. You get out here. Easy peasy. Or you can just stay on the M1. You know? Even with this M1, when it comes down to around here, you can just get in, and you know that if it goes back down there, you're going to get out. And then you just let it be. I think it could easily have just let it run like this and then go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in your time zone, you can do this, right? On IG?
I don't have to do it on IG. Not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, quick in and out.
Yeah, you can use any broker who, you know, like, not IG. IG, they don't like, you know, M1, M5. But,
Oh, yeah. And the commission is also.
Yeah, for normal setups, the D1 setups, we can use IG. But for this, you need to have a broker that takes your orders quickly. Interactive brokers are pretty good.
Yeah, I got an account with them. They're very nice.
Then we have the eToro and Plus 500 and stuff. They don't charge commissions, but I don't know how good they are with this. Yeah. I think yesterday I did something else, which was, hold on.
is it possible to build another algorithm that checks against the watch list?
What do you mean?
So scanner against the watch list we built.
I know what you mean. Okay. I don't know. I don't think there is that feature.
Yeah. And it doesn't check the candle, right? Like you can't build the scanner based on the candlestick.
See, you were talking about Tesla, but Tesla you can't buy those stocks because you need 500,000 to actually make some money from it, right? Well, not 500,000, but still, if you buy 10 stocks, it's still quite. 100 stocks. 100 stocks. It's still, I don't know what, 40,000, 50,000, right? But if you don't have that much money or you don't want to invest that much, then look at this. This was yesterday's trade.
Yeah.
So it breaks out. Actually, let me go to the daily chart for this, first of all. See, that's the reason I was interested in this, was not just the M1. First of all, it's broken out of some consolidation, right? So the daily chart is good. It's broken out. For a few days it's been gapping up. And then this day it gaps up really high and there's no levels to the left apart from these. Right, so let's suppose you have this marked and that day marked. See this low, this high of this candle. Anyway, and then you do need to read a little bit of news. Like with this, you can just click on this button with Trading View, and usually you come up with some news, and you kind of get some idea. Otherwise, you can just go to Market Watch and stuff. So you have like 10-15 minutes before the open, and so when you look at the M1, I was looking at this yesterday here. And as soon as this happened, I was down to the 15-second chart. So I was looking at it. Obviously, I have the setup where I see the M15, the M1, M5, and 15-second charts. This thing keeps moving, man. Annoying. So, see these? This was so interesting for me. Can you see this? Hello? Yeah? So, it goes up, and then it created that flat top up there. See, there are wicks low, but there's something happening there. So I go in, then I go in, I go in again, and then again, and then again, and then it starts to go. And then I get out there. 256. Still late exit. I wanted to exit there. 267. So,
did you candle trail?
Well, sort of.
It's more than 5.
Yeah, sort of. So this was 25% growth. It went further up. After that, there was like a deeper pullback, and you could have gone back in again, and then kept it again, and then get out here somewhere. So this would not have required that much money to make money, but obviously my Tesla position is making $79 a piece, so that's quite a lot of money, quite a lot of percentage. Like it's quite good percentage, but that doesn't happen all the time. If you look at this one, price is only 218, right, or 220.
Yep.
And it went to 260 easy. So that's 20-30% growth within minutes. What is this? This is 3 minutes into the New York Open, and your capital has gone up 25%. What else do you want? So if you had bought it for, $10,000 of stock on this, right?
Yep.
Straight away, you're sitting at 12,500. Do this a few times a week. So there's that. I think KXIN was moving yesterday. This one was actually moving yesterday, DPW. So it didn't start. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. So as you can see, like, it didn't start here at the beginning. And if you look at the daily chart for this stock, it has a crazy move up, but before that it wasn't really something. But what you did see was that it was going sideways, and then it had this massive gap, right? And gaps above this, so it brings it to the scanner, and you want to be there at the open. So this is the pre-market, so you also are seeing the pre-market that the market is going up, but then at the open it kind of faked out. So people who have gone long here and exited here, but they were still interested in it, and it went sideways, and then it broke out here. So if you had this on the scanners or on the watch list, you'd probably have an alert here to alert you when it went. So it did this. You had those two pullback entries. You probably lost on this one, made on this one, made on this one. But if you wait for setup 1, then you had a setup 1 later on. Not ideal for your time. You know, somebody in UK and the US, perfect. Here, setup 1, you go long here. There we go. Then another one, and another one, and then nice pullback. It just kept going up. So there was I think there's a lot of potential in these type of stocks under $10, under $20 for you to like trade even with a small account. So a $5,000 account, you just buy that stock. And the thing with stocks is that you know all the other reasons. If you follow these rules for your scanners and stuff, you'll pick those stocks that actually move on that day. It's their day. They don't always have the moment. It's like the supernova moment. They are stars. They are kind of like, you know, going sideways and stuff, and then something happens, and that day is yours. But luckily, we can do scanners and stuff, right? So there's a universe of stocks, and you ignore all of the rest, but you pick the few that actually have gapped up, have a relative volume of more than 2, and they are between let's say $1.50 and 10. And also, if you add another thing to it, if the volume is less than 50 million and you want market capitalization to be small as well, but if the price is low, market capitalization is going to be small anyway. And then you want at least certain level of volume, you know, of stocks like people should be interested in, so you can get in and out. I'm not going to go into much detail. I have a strategy for this, which I hopefully will share soon. So yeah, that's it. Shall we do that scanner thing, our normal scanner? I think we have mostly the same stocks. Are you here?
Who? Simon's gone.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
He's back. He's
Can you hear me?
back.
No, you can't go. Okay, let's.
Okay, I had a PO on SQ yesterday. It went live on my paper account.
What's SQ?
That's Square Inc. something.
So
the ticker name, yeah, the ticker is SQ. Oh.
Okay, aren't you like 4 days late into it? That's
Yes.
Okay. That's the big cap thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna run the scanner for the $150 to $20 range, and I think we have the kind of similar list, but let me quickly go through it. I don't think anything new has come so far. It's kind of the same. Like the other day. Oh, have I moved? American. Okay, there we are. This is going to be fast. Okay. I'm going to go with my speed. If you think I'm, going too fast, let me know. So I've added this one to TRVN just by looking at the picture. I'm adding it to this watch list. Literally looking at the daily chart, potential setup 1, and then before I add, like this one looks like good one.
Yeah.
I can add it. It's already there. This can turn into something already there. This one already there. Okay. Almost at the end of it. Okay, we'll add this one already there. So because we did that on Friday, there's only been one day in between. So ideally we should like do Friday or somewhere on Sunday if you have time, and then on Wednesday.
It's funny you got the other one, the PEIX. It's on my list too, and I got a tip about that, and it's actually qualifying for this setup as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I was thinking about my live tonight.
You have an insider tip on that.
Yeah, not insider.
Well, that's
yeah,
it. I mean, sometimes you get information about stocks that others won't get. So now I'm going to go through the watch list. I'm going to look at the charts or the stocks that have made it to the watch list. So I'm going to go through it one by one. So this would be like a maintenance of the watch list. So what do we have here? Well, we have this lovely trade that we took the other day. What is it? 6th of November. Added on to it 10th of November. Added on to it 13th of November. And now it's in the profit territory because, it's hitting those long-term levels. It's very close to it. And a pretty good trade. So if you have a 9,000 stocks of this, which would cost you, what is it?
6.71.
So we have 3 here. So we need an average price for that. So
around 54.
6.7. Yeah. Don't necessarily have to buy that, but if it's 54,000, take the 0 off. So let's say 5,400. You bought it for that. Then you're about $255 up, right? That's just for. It's not a bad trade at all. So that was a nice setup one. No reason to exit this. One can take profits here, close half because it's reaching that level, and maybe if it clears those levels, it can go to 744 or something. But let's see. Next one. See that Scooby going on the weekly chart. Maybe this is a 1-2. Maybe something happens on this and it starts to go further up. It's major telecommunications. It's a funny type of setup one, but it's going. So we'll leave it as it is. This one we had an entry here and an exit straight away next day because it gapped below and it went down. So entry is what? 885. Exit is 845. Bang. So it's very quick. when you lose. Here's another one. Nice setup one on this. I think the initial entry is on the 6th of November, then added twice to it as price went up and then pulled back a bit. So that's another one. So this has kind of hit the peak of 3 here, which is this level here, and previously it had dropped from that quite strongly, so they had a really bad response to the pandemic. Investment trust, obviously. So now this is in the territory of where you can take some profits and see, and let the rest of it run to see what it does around those levels. Okay. I've got quite a lot of trades running if you have that much money. So this is another one, similar kind of thing. So this is footwear, apparel, retail trade, American Eagle Outfitters, right? Initial trade is here at 14 point something, then 2 add-ons, pulls back. You had to hold that at these levels, and then it was followed by some major gains. This has gone up quite a lot, 20% or something, 20-25%. Let's find out how much. So from here to there, yeah, it's gone about 28%. You guys with me?
Yep.
Yep.
So this is the one probably you want to get out of this one, because the weekly chart is not really pretty. There's too many levels to the left, and it has hit those levels. So you can just click that button and get rid of it. But obviously it's not going to do that now. There's another way of doing it. If you, well, nobody would trade on this. This is just to show what is possible. I don't know what brokers you can connect to TradingView. I think TradeStation and stuff connect to it. I'm interested in TradeStation and eSignal. I'm going to look into that.
Yeah, that would be super fun if you choose the broker that allows the TradingView, then you can pretty much manage everything from here without even logging to your broker account.
Yeah, they're not there yet. I think they have something with some FX brokers, but not really the other ones.
They're very behind, yeah, but it's gonna be game changer. Whoever gonna partner with TradingView.
They will either become brokers themselves because they're too big now anyway. They've got quite a lot of money, or they will have to talk to some brokers. Anyway, so this is probably something that we don't want to be in. Yes, carry on.
Sorry.
I was looking at that yesterday, the connection with those brokers you mentioned, Sam. But yeah, they only did it for Forex and not for stocks at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly, very few brokers allowed that. But other brokers, they allow API and all. But who's got time to do the integration with TradingView? You know.
Yeah, it requires time and some complex coding.
Alina, the broker, the Australian broker I mentioned, that Sexo Trader, that allows the trading from TradingView. I'm trialing out the demo.
Forex, doesn't it?
No,
it looked to me like it was only for Forex and not for stocks.
No, I got the demo actually. So
okay.
Yeah, but the demo account that they don't allow to integrate with the TradingView.
Yeah.
But if you go to paper trading and if you look for the broker at the bottom of TradingView, you get that option for that broker.
Okay. I'll have a look at it. Amy, how do you get your charts to connect? As in you've got the weekly and the daily, and then when you change to a new...
It's this one here, select layout.
Yeah, I've done that.
And it depends on what type of account you have. Is yours Pro?
Mine's Pro Plus now.
Okay. So it would give you some options. So
you get more options.
Yeah, with Pro you have for Premium you have all of this. This is the Premium account.
Yeah.
So Were you not able to do this when you click on this?
Yeah, no, I can do that, but my charts weren't both changing. I was having to change each side
so
individually.
it's these ones
But
then.
I haven't got symbol. Yeah, I didn't have symbol clicked at the bottom.
Yeah,
So
sync on all charts. So if you have symbol, then both the symbol is going to be the same.
Oh, yes.
You want the
Yep,
crosshair.
I've got it now.
Yeah, and if you do time, then sometimes it's useful, because if I want to, like, let's say, click time on this, and I'm somewhere else, and on, you know, wherever I click on one chart, the other chart will kind of, you know, switch to that time. So on the M1 and M5, it's useful to me. But right now, I'll just get it off. And if I want, you know, 2 or 3 charts with different symbols but same time frame, then I can unclick this and have the same interval. And this is the time frame. So yeah. And sometimes you want the drawings to be, you know, I always like my drawings to be, you know, on all the charts that I have. I usually work with this one here.
Yeah.
So I have the 15-second chart here, the M1 there, and the M5 here. And then so if I want to draw a line here, it goes on the other as well. And this crosshair feature is really good. I mean, if we had this in MT4, I think the things that I've learned, or other people, when you learn and you have this crosshair and you can compare the two charts where they are, because one of the most difficult thing is to kind of relate to your chart position within the higher time frame. You don't know where it is. On the live chart, you know, obviously everything is on the right, but when you're doing your back testing, you don't know where it is. With this, if I show this, I can just see, oh, look at that. On M5, it's like this, and then on the hourly chart, it's like that. So those relevant patterns pop up. Anyway, going through the...
Excellent.
Oh, look at that. So this is the one that I added because of this massive move here. And then you have the 2 candle pullback, which has created that Scooby type of pattern. And then we have a 2 candle pullback on the daily chart as well, but there's a fake out before that, so no confidence. Trade has not been taken on this one. This is probably the one that I have missed, because if you look at the wave 3, it's not really pretty. This is not what I want. This and that, you know, spiky up and down. This is now out of, you know, not interesting, so I'm just going to delete it. Probably delete this as well. So there are other ways of trading those ones. I'm only keeping this for setup 1. Okay, these are the new ones that have been added, so that's that list. Let's go to the next list. This is the one that I actually bought over here, and then it went up, hit those levels, and I did not get out, and it came down. So I mean, sometimes I have to be quick. Not sometimes, all the time. When it hits your levels, you got to get out, or at least take some profits. So we have this one setting up. We have a nice clean move up on this. It's hit levels to the left, but now it's pulling back. And it's biotechnology, so still, I don't know if the time's over for them, but it is still going on. Okay, another one. This one is not a setup 1 anymore. This is not pretty. This can be deleted now. It's moved quite far below. Not a setup 1. This is a pretty setup that I'm still holding. This is one of those, the one that I have on my live account. This and Tesla and golf, and that's 100%. So what makes this a beautiful setup is this Beautiful, clean move, clean pullback, and you see the PC here as well. And then it sets up here, got long here, long here, long here, and it's running. Stop loss is here, so about $6 of profit has been locked. So this one can be taken, I think, we'll see where it opens today. Can you see the clean 1, 2, 3, 4 candle pullback? Very nice and clean. That's created this clean setup here. So if it doesn't turn into a fake out or a B trap, this could be a nice trade, and we'll see. Weekly chart is not really the best, but it has completed some wave on the bearish side, and now it's recovering from it. So let's see what happens. Another setup one on this one, but it has completed one here, you can see. So this is the second pullback. I don't usually enjoy taking trades like this. I like it to be in the first pullback here, so I can trade the next 5. But yeah, that's another one. This looks like a nice setup one, but it's placed inside a bad weekly chart. So another example of, you don't want just the setup one on your current time frame. You want it to be within an open gator in a clean moving chart of the 5 times higher time frame. Same example, sideways markets. Dell. Is that the Dell? Yes, it is the Dell. Okay, so
Dell.
it's, yeah. Dell's a good
It's
company.
very close that level,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
It's not interesting.
Yeah. Logitech.
Oh, this Logitech, this, yeah. Man, you couldn't find the webcam. Their most famous webcam, the C920 or something. You couldn't find it, and people are selling them for £200 in April and May.
Wow.
Yeah, that used to be £35. There were 2 versions of, I think, £65 or something, or was it?
Is it like a gaming mouse?
No, webcam.
Oh, webcam, sorry.
Yeah, and you couldn't find it, and now they've launched it again, and it's like £96 or something, because everyone was zooming. So they have gone big. They used to be like an alternative kind of source of, making those little products here and there, getting them made in China, cheap ones. But from time to time, they had some really good products. I remember 10 years ago, and it was, yeah. And now they have,
and even now they got like tablet keyboards and all.
yeah.
Like
Now they're getting
keyboards
big.
and
Look at
all.
that, 13 billion market capitalization. Look where they went from. Look at this. Just look at it. This year, from 31 to 90, they tripled, man.
Right.
I love Logitech products.
300%.
They've got awesome
Sorry?
support too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're okay. Good products. PEG, VCRA. This was a beautiful setup here. Okay, NEP. So I think one point is proven that setup 1 is a beautiful setup for stocks, commodities, indices, Forex, any time frame. As long as this is the pattern we're after, this one. When it moves strongly up, nothing to the left, your higher time frame, then it pulls back. You have that pullback here, translates into a tight box. See, stepping down box, sleeping gator, purple correct, fresh cross of zero line. You go in, bang. This, if you didn't know it's a daily chart, and I told you it's a M1 chart, you would have believed me. Wouldn't you? It's like, oh, this is an M1 chart. Yeah, it is. Wow. We see it all the time. Okay, let me just show you an interesting thing that I've created. So I have this the DAX 30 list, right? It only makes sense because we trade DAX. So these are all the 30 stocks on the DAX. And I don't have the delayed feed because I have the extra. I bought their real-time feed. It's not expensive. I think $100 for a year. Now you can like sort them by change percentage. So look at it. This is MTX, aerospace and defense, and this is this is the company that's actually changed the most in the stock in the DAX index today. So if we go to, you know, that thing that I was talking about earlier, that the DAX index that we have, this here. So look at the index. Look at the index. See how ugly it is? Or actually, I shouldn't have said that. Is it tradable? Do you find any pattern on this right now? Any one of you?
Nope.
See on this, on M1. And so after studying this for a few months, when there's a day like this and you look at the 30 stocks, you'd find that half of them or more are on the positive territory and half of them are in the negative territory. And that's obviously why DAX is going sideways. So you'd need like this type of change in the 10-15 of the stocks, and the rest of them to either not go down or have, you know, kind of stay where they are, or maybe even they go all. On that day, you will have DAX on the M1, on the hourly chart. You'll have, you know, really strong moves like this. Like yesterday, around this time, during this time, London Open up to there were some big companies who that were moving up. So the thing is, it's weighted as well, this index. So SAP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is a good indicator in itself, right? Like, so you won't anticipate a clean move because you see half of them going up and half of them going down.
Yes.
So you can pretty much say, hey, it might be a rangy market today.
Yeah. It's very interesting because when I saw the market first thing in the morning, I have a scanner for this as well, by the way. So I ran that scanner and it showed me which ones have gapped. So as you can see, this one has gapped up. This one had gapped up. So look what it did. And earlier I was talking in chat that I found that DAX 30 had about 10 of the charts had a nice setup one. So I'll show you. So this one was a setup one. See, I've gone long here and I've exited there. Volkswagen had a setup one. Look at this. Look where it went. 51 to 54. BMW had a setup one. Look where it went. All the way there. Daimler, this had a setup one. It went up. This is a kind of a smaller company. Well, not this one. This is not a smaller company. Is it this one? Yeah, this is just 11 billion. So somehow they made it to the DAX 30 list. Just at the end of it, I think. So this one didn't have anything. This one has choppy. This is Bayer, you know, one of the biggest pharmaceuticals. This had something here as well, but not a clean setup. Yesterday, this chart was going nuts. If you look at it, oh no, it's not this DPW. There's another one. I'm confusing it with the US
Might be
charts.
Nasdaq.
Yeah, I was confusing it with the US chart. Something like that it was. So yeah, so you have those, and then at the bottom of it, you have the ones that are dropping the most. So this company dropped the most. Some real estate. So obviously I went short here, and I exited here. Bought at 40, sold at 40.49, and bought at 40.27. So it hasn't really moved that much between these 2 points, but it's an interesting way of looking at it. So on the days when the DAX is going for 500 points is when quite a lot of these companies are actually moving quite a lot. But if you think about it this way, like if you can find a way to trade these stocks on their own, then you can actually isolate them and find the ones that gap and have good daily charts and trade those. Because the buyers and sellers of that particular stock will have the same kind of mindset. They won't have this confusing feeds. Whereas an index is, it's a composite of all these different thoughts that are going on with all these 30 companies. And every company has their own story and a whole different sector and market and all that. It gives me quite a lot of ideas. So then the point comes that, okay, if you're going to do it for these 30 stocks, you can run that same scanner on probably 1,000 stocks. Right? Why just restrict it to this then? And then comes the idea of, okay, so if you're going to do that, why restrict it to one exchange? Just run it on the whole place, the whole German market or the whole London Stock Exchange. And that creates a scanner that I now call, where did it go? The gap scanner. So when you apply this scanner to a particular market, you'll find a bunch of stocks that have gapped. So here the change is only 5 or something %, and then all of a sudden you start finding stocks that actually move quite a lot. So you're off the DAX game and you've entered a new game. So look at this. This F-Tech. Look at another one. So this was yesterday. And as I showed you this one, I found it on the same technique. So this is the pre-market. So if you look at it, it jumped quite a lot. It jumped about 25% before the open. You see this? Time, click on this, comes here. And as soon as it jumped at the open, I was on it, like I explained. And the reason I was able to find it is this scanner. And you wouldn't believe there's another easy way of finding 2 or 3 stocks that have gapped that you can trade. I was saving this for a separate video, but today I'm talking about it. You know this button here? Click on this, hot list. You come to US Exchange and go for % gap gainers. Click on that and it will pick the stocks. If you have the feed activated, it will pick you, a list of stocks that have gapped. So yesterday I found this one. So obviously when you first find it, you want to have a look at it, see I mean, I'm not going through the whole mechanism, which we will go, hopefully. I'll make a video about it when it's ready. There's a set of rules that we apply to it, and when those rules apply, you can then choose 2 or 3. So yesterday I had chosen this one, KXIN, because I had already seen price before. So this is the 20th of November. On Friday I had seen this. As you can see, it's kind of a setup 1 over here. It broke out and then gapped again. So this was a good contender, and this one was a good contender again because the day before. So that's why I have them in my second day play. You can see second day play. That's a strategy that we can apply to stocks. Like on one day, if it has a gap and a strong move, then most probably the second day it will probably have either gap and strong move or no gap and strong move. Second day play. A technique that I learned from Mark Bellafiere's book, the SMB Capital. What's the book's name? Just looking back at my the Playbook. Yes, very good book. There are quite a few techniques in that. They are real guys. So anyway, yeah, that's today's talk. Is there anything else that we can talk about? Or am I alone?
That's all. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, cheers, Timmy. Thanks.
So that's it. Yeah. Thank you all for joining, and
No worries.
I'll probably put this on YouTube
Thanks,
as well.
guys.
And if you are watching this on YouTube, hit that bloody like button. Otherwise, I'm not making another video. All right, catch you tomorrow, man. Or later.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Cheers,
Bye now.
Thanks.